As families across New Jersey gather together for the holiday, it is also a moment to reflect on giving back. And this time of year is especially important for the thousands of New Jerseyans who rely on community support to put food on the table. To help us understand the need, the generosity, and the work happening every single day, including today, we're joined by Triada Stampas. She is the president and CEO of Fulfill, one of the state's leading hunger relief organizations serving Monmouth and Ocean counties. She brings not only deep experience in food security advocacy, but also firsthand insight into how New Jersey communities step up during the holidays and all year long. Good morning. Merry Christmas to you, Triada. Good to have you on.
Good morning. Merry Christmas, Ken.
Merry Christmas. And, it's a good thing that during the holidays, people think of others and donate food, but the need is always there, right? All through the year. So that must be daunting to make sure people get fed throughout the year.
Yeah, you're completely right. Unfortunately, hunger is a year-round issue for far too many of our neighbors. Here in New Jersey, about 1 in 9 residents is considered what's called food insecure, which means that they struggle to put food on the table every day for
Mm.
themselves and their families. And in Monmouth and Ocean counties, I can tell you, as the food bank that serves those two counties in New Jersey, we have been seeing more people accessing our food resources than ever before. And that
So,
will, that's important during the holidays for sure. We
right.
want to make sure every family has the opportunity to celebrate, but it's just as important year round.
Yeah, and while we're gathering around, and we should gather around with family whenever possible, spend time with the family and enjoy and have your feast. Just remember that there are people who don't have that luxury and that opportunity. And we're not trying to guilt you into it, just that, we're called to help one another, so that we
Mhm.
could, and next year everything could change, right? Next year, the person who's receiving the gift could be the person giving the gift and vice versa. So it's something to always remember, that you always want to help your fellow neighbors, your fellow New Jersey folks out year round, and it helps you feel better too when you help other people. And fulfill plays such a huge role in supporting families year round, but especially during the holidays. So, what does a day like today look like behind the scenes for your team and all the partner organizations you work with?
Well, so Fulfill serves a network of about 300 food pantries, soup kitchens, shelters, and other community sites across Monmouth and Ocean counties. And collectively, we're serving about 150,000 people a month. Today, being Christmas, we're closed. Most of our food pantries as well are closed. So that means that in the lead up to a day like today, so hunger doesn't ever take a day off. We
Mm.
need to eat every day. That's our human condition. And so in the lead up to the holidays, we make sure that our food pantries that we serve are well supplied with the food that our neighbors need. And so this, for us, Christmas is comes to the tail end of a very busy season. Thanksgiving was last month. That is another big food holiday
Mm.
this time of year, and so we're at peak operations leading up to today to make sure that anybody who needs a meal today has had a place where they could go and bring food back with them.
There you go. And New Jersey residents are just such incredibly good and generous people. How are the local volunteers and students and civic groups or businesses stepping up this season? Have you seen folks really rising to the occasion?
Yes, I mean, we are so fortunate to have such a compassionate and giving community. And That's definitely been the case this year. I mean, as you might remember, last month when the federal government was shut down,
Mhm.
SNAP benefits, what used to be called food stamps, were paused at the beginning of November, and we saw an outpouring of support. I think people understand when a family doesn't have money for groceries, they're going to need help. And so we saw a lot of volunteers step up. We always see volunteer activity, we always see food drives during the holidays, and we're very grateful for that. And we're very lucky that there is such generosity and compassion in our community. That has been even more so this year as a result of circumstances that are outside of, our control and other, our neighbors' control that impact the resources that they've had available for food.
Well, for people who want to help out, whether it's this week, most of the places are closed today, of course. But in terms of tomorrow or into the new year, what are the most impactful ways they can support Fulfill? Is it to make a monetary donation, a food donation, or to come volunteer their time? What's the best way to help out?
We recommend, and we always ask our community. There's three ways of giving. You can donate, you can volunteer, and you can advocate. And our website is always on, so including today. That's our real portal for information for how to do any of those things. So fulfillnj.org is how people can find us online. There's ways to donate, including if you want to conduct a food drive, what types of food are most in need at the moment. There's a volunteer portal, so you can sign up to volunteer, and we need volunteers all year round. And January tends to be a slower month for volunteers
Hmm.
because people will do their volunteer service during the holidays and then, move on to, turn their attention to other things. It's a natural thing that happens every year. So anyone who's hearing this today who thinks, oh, maybe I want to volunteer in a couple of weeks, we absolutely will need that. And then to find out what's going on and how you can be an ambassador for this cause, that's on our website as well.
Can you imagine if the 9.5 million New Jersey residents each just gave one day a year, one day a year to volunteer? Pick the charity of your choosing, right? And just 9.5 million people, just one day on your day off, and take your kids. A woman I worked with at Channel 7, I don't want to single her out because I don't want her to feel embarrassed, but I worked with her for 20 years, and she used to
Mhm.
take her children at the holidays when they were off from school, and she would volunteer at a soup kitchen so that they could understand what giving back to the community was about. And those kids learned so much from that. It's just so essential. It's part of being a community, right? What are some of the other services or programs that Fulfill provides that people may not even realize?
Yeah, what we're best known for as a food bank is the food that we supply to local food pantries and soup kitchens and the like. We also have a field team that we call our Resource Connections team that helps people apply for benefits that'll help them afford food, whether that's SNAP, what used to be called food stamps, or we're right now still in the open enrollment period. We're helping families sign up for affordable health care options. We also have a garden education program where we teach people who are interested in gardening how to grow their own food. It can be a risky proposition to go out and buy seeds and soil and the things you need to grow food if you don't know what you're doing and you're not
Hmm.
sure that there's going to be food at the other end of that. If you're on a limited budget, that doesn't feel like the best use of your dollars. So when we are able to give people training and teach them the ways that you can grow your own food, that makes it possible. That opens up possibilities that maybe didn't exist for people before.
I love
And then
that.
we also
I,
have, yeah,
I was
go
going to
ahead.
say it's the old give a person a fish, feed him for a day, teach a person to fish,
Yeah.
you feed him for a lifetime. We're out of time here, but I want to make sure this is too essential. Give us a website for more information and how people can help as well.
Yes. Find us online at fulfillnj.org. So that's fulfillnj.org.
You are one of the best parts of New Jersey. Triada Stampas, President and CEO of Fulfill, one of the state's leading hunger relief organizations serving Monmouth and Ocean counties and New Jersey. Thank you for coming on this morning. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.